We talked about this already.
Yeah, we did.
So this is part 2.
Okay.
I'm glad your head is this way for this discussion.
Yeah, this is the real me.
Okay. So my follow-up question is going to be, what other tips, because we didn't get to go over everything, what other things helped it be easier when one partner did not believe the same?
Okay.
And one obviously has a hard time with change, which we call growth.
Growth. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
what other things were a big deal that would help it work so you can stay together?
Or we talked about love already, right? You gotta have love, and what real definition of love I think is. Real love is not conditional; it's unconditional.
Yeah. Talked about love.
Right. So by saying you had to be a certain way for me to love you means I really didn't love you. I just like that certain version of you. So anytime you changed or anytime you were different, if I didn't love that person, then did I ever really love you? I don't think so.
And so we kind of talked about choosing the person's heart.
Yeah.
And who they are versus their actions or their beliefs or how they're expressing themselves.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah.
In the outward world.
Yeah. Even though, beliefs, thoughts, ways of life might change, if you still believe they have a good heart and they're a good person, then I think that is worth staying around for the change.
I think it's worth staying around for the change.
Yeah.
And
it's safe. It's safe.
Yeah, and I think that's a big deal. There's several people that I've talked to, and it's like, but is your partner still a good wife or husband? Are they still a good mother, father? Are they still a good person in their head? Then it's worth sticking around for the change.
Yeah.
And let's just set everything aside, even though it might be a huge, huge deal in your head. Let's just set it aside and let's see what happens.
Yeah, because if that person is still a good heart, then stick around with that person.
And they're still raising the kids that you guys have had together, and they still, I think
that's part of the stuff that people are ignorant about.
I think it's...
So let's say you change your religious beliefs. You're still a good mother.
Yeah.
You're still taking care of our kids. You're still taking care of me. You're still the same person I woke up to the day before. Just because your religious beliefs or whatever has changed doesn't mean that destroyed you as a whole person, and now the next day I'm looking at a stranger.
I think that's a big deal to
understand. And I think people
understand.
just think that automatically. Oh no, I don't know who you are anymore.
I know.
You are so different.
And everything else becomes the forefront and the bigger deal. And I think that's really sad that a family is breaking up over something when we should be trying. Yeah,
we kind of talked about that. Like the whole goal of doing church stuff was to be together forever. And then once someone kind of is not so churchy, and then you're like, oh, screw it, family's done. I'm done with you. Like, did you ever understand anything about trying to be together forever? Like, I don't understand what your real intention was or understanding of that. Yeah. That you're going to start throwing it out the window and say, I give up.
And then we said another big piece of this was understanding that there's a difference between, make sure you're really clear in your head that a difference between understanding versus agreeing so that you can come to the table and have discussions.
Yeah.
Not fighting or having all the emotion behind it.
Yeah.
We don't have to agree or change with them, but where you're sitting down at the table having that discussion just to understand that person.
Yeah.
And it'll go different.
And that's so freeing. I think I was talking to we hung out with the Hanneman cousins in Hawaii, and I was talking to Shemi, and we were just talking about some of those, I think there's a lot of insecurities that we don't want to address. There's a lot of fear. And the way that manifests itself is, let's say you and I are talking and you believe something different than I do. When you start talking to me what you believe, I think it's the fear inside. I think it's the insecurities that makes me want to go, wait a minute, and fight back, because I'm afraid that you might convince me otherwise.
And you have these discussions with people in cockpits and the pilots all the time, all different walks of life, all different beliefs, all different religions. You've shifted huge in that area of just being able to sit with someone and have a conversation without getting threatened.
Yes, yeah, because I think that's a huge piece to this, is that you fear so much that someone might change your mind or might influence you, that you can't just listen and absorb what they're saying. And you have to fight back.
And just understand
where they're coming from.
Yeah.
You want to fight back. You want to shut them down, so you make yourself feel, oh, I got out of that situation. They didn't change me.
So threatening.
It's so threatening. But I don't think no one wants to voice that out loud. They think, oh no, I'm defending my faith. I'm defending my beliefs. Sure, but you don't have to do that. No one's attacking you.
No one's attacking you.
Even if you were to tell me matter of fact, like
this is how it is.
Elephants are God, and elephants is where we came from. And even though you're not giving me any space to discuss, it should still not threaten me.
Threaten you.
That I might like, oh
that
no,
you need to defend.
I might believe in elephants. Yeah. I should be like, okay, that's cool.
No, yeah, cool.
No, you believe in elephants, and you believe that's matter of fact. It's not even a thought or an idea you have. You saying it is. That's it. Matter of fact.
Exactly.
And that's okay. Like I have to be in a space
even
where,
if someone's coming at you with that energy, is what you're saying. You can still
be secure with yourself. And be like, okay.
Wow, that's really cool that that's your reality.
Yeah.
And that's your.
No, that's
cool.
Cool. And I accept that, and I think also you start to realize like, I think we as human beings try so hard to be a know-it-all. Yeah. Like we try to figure, like I understand this, and this is it. My way is the right way, or my way is the highway. Yeah. And you're so stuck on what you thought you figured out, and you think it's truth.
Yeah.
But then you start learning more stuff. You start realizing, man, I don't really know stuff.
I don't know if some of those people always get there, but that's okay.
Yeah, but then you have this false sense of I know everything, and whatever I know is 100% right. And if you don't agree with me, you're wrong.
Yeah,
you're wrong, and that's crazy to think that you've mastered the universe. You mastered every single knowledge there is. Like we have no idea. I have no idea. So why are we trying to play the game that we are so perfect when we're not, and we're still just trying to figure out. We're still trying to learn. We're still in an infancy stage of like intelligence. We're still growing and learning. So I think all that comes back to what you were saying. How do you navigate this better when someone's changing, someone's beliefs are changing, their ideas are kind of going on a different direction? I think first you have to be secure here. You have to be okay with someone else having different ideas.
And being secure means still being open. It doesn't mean I am completely shut down either.
No,
and I won't even
I think you become more open because you are secure.
You are open,
That you're okay. I'm okay with you sharing whatever you want to share.
Whatever you want to share,
And I'm so comfortable in my own skin. I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's cool you believe that. I'm not feeling threatened. I'm not fearful. I'm not scared that you might change me. Because I'm okay. I know who I am right now. I know who I like to be. And I'm cool with that. And maybe that'll change later. But right now, when you talk to me, it's not going to affect that really. Yeah. I'm just going to listen.
I think then I think the other huge key piece with this is, do you understand your spouse or your partner and who and what they are? And I think I understood you of like you weren't great with change. And so it was like those people, if you know your partner and you know they're not great with that change, to know that I'm going to have to give them more time and more space to just the space and just the time. And it's just going to take more time. That this is a long journey. It's a longer game. And it's not something like, I think it's not a great mindset to come to the other person and be like an ultimatum. I'm out, like it's in or it's out. You choose me or you choose this. Like that is, it's not fair. It's not fair. And I knew that, especially with someone not needing harder with the change and growth, that this is even going to take longer than maybe normal.
I'm a Taurus.
Because you got
Taurus.
So if you have a lot of Taurus alignments, they're not great with change.
She's really good with that whole sign
and
thing.
so I knew this about him, and so I just knew that I just needed to give him the time and space. But also in that aspect, I also needed to give you the safety to not feel the threatened. And it's like, what do you need? So I think if you come, you know that they're a good person and you want to make this work and let's work through the change. It's what do you need? And so then, and we kind of talked about that already in the part one of just ask that person what they need. Yeah. And how can I support you in your journey? And then ask for your support back. That's it. And if both parties can do that, like it really can be okay, and it'll just be a longer journey, not to think that.
And I think you brought up a good point last time. We were talking about this off camera, that you're mulling and chewing on things and researching things for years. And so for you to come to me and like, I think this is where I am, you should be the same.
You should be the same.
I haven't done it. I don't know what you're talking about. This came out left field.
I know.
That's not fair for me or anyone's situation to be like, okay, I choose whatever you just said because that's what you said.
And some people definitely don't need a decade, but you shouldn't give them a week or a day or an ultimatum coming to them like that. It's really unfair. So to then say, look, I'm kind of here, like,
it kind of goes back.
Are you open to discussions?
I think we're finding a lot of stuff in our life is like that. You're talking about even health-wise. People have been drinking soda or eating fast food or doing all these bad habits. and then the body's finally hitting a point where it's about to collapse or fall apart, and you're like, hey, give me a pill to fix me right now. Like, no, you took these many years to jack yourself up.
Yes.
It's going to take a lot more time to fix it.
Yeah. More than one time, one cleanse or one supplement or whatever. Yeah, you've done this much damage for this amount of years. You should at least expect that many years of change in the positive direction or taking the,
I think our society, we're just, a lot of us are instant gratification. Like, right?
Yeah.
After years of whatever you research, you finally got to a point where you're like, this is what I want to be. This is who I want to be or where I want to go.
Yeah.
And it's not fair. Or the instant gratification side of society would be like, decide now. I want to know now because I'm ready to change.
I think a lot of people, when it's just towards this like beliefs or religion thing, it's just that they get to that point where they're going to snap and it's like, I can't do this anymore. And so I think the other thing is, especially if you haven't been reading in the other person the whole entire time of like, hey, I listened to this today, or I read this today, and this is what I'm thinking about. If you haven't read them in the whole entire time, like over years and years and years, right, of having discussions together, they get to that point where they're like, okay, I'm really like, this is my choice. And you can't expect the other person just to come with you when when you haven't been reading them in the whole time. So I think that's a huge thing, is if you really are wanting to ask the questions and have a sounding board and talk through things, you need to be doing it with your partner throughout the whole thing and taking them with you on the journey. Then it's not just rip the rug out from under you.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I say
would that have been nicer?
Yeah. No, you did great.
You would have said
did great. No, you kind of let me. You dropped stuff here and there. And I think I was resistant the whole time. Like, that's crazy talk.
Giants
You're
exist.
Crazy.
Yeah, he did. He said that. He's like, what? No, they existed.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a conspiracy side note over there.
We like conspiracy theories. They're fun.
But yeah, you did say that. Yeah, I know. So
kids, you want to talk about kids too?
Yeah, so tell me how, now if kids are involved, how did we decide? So we now found this foundation for us and what we were going to do. So now when kids are involved, how did we move it this way and be like...
You wanted to live one way religiously or spiritually, and I wanted to stay the same or kind of live this way. I think, so we realized we thought we were this, and now we're this, but it doesn't have to be like that. It's kind of like this.
Nice hand motions, yes.
Yeah. So we thought we were like this, and you're like this, and I was like, whoa, where are you at? And you're like, I'm here. So I had to be here, and then... But I think most people think that you gotta, now that we're not together, we have to separate and part our ways. But no, you can still be like this. You can be like right next to each other, walking hand in hand. But all around here is love. Love encapsulated that. So I think it was here, but it grew and grew and grew. So we got so tight on our love for each other that even though we were like this, sure, we had different beliefs and different spiritual goals in life, it was still wrapped in this stronger bond of love. And so I think we got even stronger together. Yeah. I think a lot of walls came down, a lot of honesty showed up, a lot of vulnerability.
So you're able to have the discussions because you're not threatened. So when you can just be open and be honest and have the discussions, then everything changes. Everything can seriously change.
And people would ask me all the time, they're like, man, isn't it crazy? Isn't it wild that your wife is thinking this and you're still doing this? And I was like, no, it's not actually. And I told everyone, like, we've gotten so much better in our relationship. Our love got stronger. Our understanding for each other got better, just because we weren't faking the funk anymore. We weren't trying to like walk this. I'm not showing you a mask to make you happy anymore. This is me.
Yeah.
And I think breaking that down brought us so much closer together. And so then while we were tight in that regard, I think that helped us and helped me specifically realize, okay, so if we can make this work, we can be not only make it work, but even better than we were before, that we are happier than we ever been in our whole entire lives. My love for you grew stronger and stronger, and I hope yours are the same because you said that.
Because you did.
So I think I realized, like, okay, this can work. So now let's give it to our kids. Let's say, hey, there's a thing we talk a lot about is agency, right? You're the gift of being able to choose. It's a huge gift. If that's so, like, where's the line for your kids to be able to have that same gift that we say that's so precious to us, free agency?
Yeah, that was a big
And so we kind of said, okay, so if our kids deserve it as well, as much as us as the parents, we should also give them some agency as well to be able to decide, I want to go to church today, or I don't want to go to church today. I want to do this, or I don't want to do this. And I think that gave them an ability to feel that we trusted them, and two, that they can still be happy on different routes. It doesn't have to be one way to only be happy. To be happy,
definitely. The happiness doesn't have to just be enclosed in one thing. And I think the big thing is that I didn't go totally opposite. Like I still believed in spirituality and angels, whatever. And I think what we did was we found a common ground between us, but then we said, okay, what are our common grounds that we can pass on to them? And I think it made it better because we said, look, guys, we're going to focus on raising good human beings. We're going to focus on love. We're going to focus on being a good person. We're going to focus on Jesus and angel, like all these things.
Being a good member of society.
Yeah, being a good member of society and like the world. And so we were able to say, we can focus on these subjects and these we agree on, so we can raise the kids and pass this on. But I think we filtered out was like the programming or the culture type stuff that we were like, well, we don't agree with this side of it. And we kind of were able to decide we don't agree on this one, so we're not going to pass this one on to the kids.
Yeah. I think when you're a parent, you're very naive in some terms because you want your kid to be the president of the United States, also an astronaut that goes to the moon, and a record-breaking scientist. You have all these stipulations. You hope your kids will do this, and this.
Well, I don't really have that, but okay.
Well, I guess I did. But then you start realizing that these kids have their own thoughts, their own lives, their own loves, their own things they dislike, their own passions. They're not me, and I can't say you're gonna do this and try to mold exactly this perfect human being. So I think when we realize these kids are so dynamic and so different in their own way, I think all we really realize is that you can't control much. You can do your best as a parent to show them love.
Yeah.
But the thing you were saying, I think we settled on be a good person.
Yeah.
And be a good contributor to society. And if you can do that, great job.
Great job.
Great parenting.
Also, what was super fun, I realized this came later, was the critical thinking. Like as they got older, we then created that safer environment. Well, they were able to say, hey, I'd heard this, or this was said, or this was taught, and ask us questions. And then those discussions of being open and honest, we created that environment for them to come to us, and they were able to, and we've had those discussions have been so fun, like for them to be critical thinking and be involved in the discussions as they got older. That was really fun.
That's great. That reminds me of what I wanted to say was that I love that we had different perspectives now. I think a lot of times homes only have one perspective, and that's it. And so the kids just only understand one way of life and one way of thinking about things. And if you take a trip around the world, there's millions of ways to think about stuff or see it in different light, perspective, or different goodness on certain ideas or certain aspects. So I love that we had just a variety of ideas,
and more
perspectives.
of an open mindset.
The way you saw it, the way I saw it, our kids were able to weigh both.
And this is the way these people see it, and this group sees it. Like, so when we were able to have all these discussions and pull it in, and then let them choose, to then choose and bring that agency part in. How do you want to express, like being a good person and keeping that core, like, but how do you want to?
I think a key part to that was that you and I weren't fighting. We weren't trying to win them to our side. We were both cool, whatever side they chose.
Yes.
This is how daddy believes. This is how mommy believes.
Yeah.
And you can decide and you ask questions like, okay, I think I like mom's way of thinking it. Or I think dad's is makes more sense. As
they got older. When they were younger, we kind of when they were younger, I just gave you what you needed and kind of supported you, right? And then I just asked for my space. Like I asked for the stuff that I needed, right? And then for them, when they were younger, I think, as they got older, we were able to involve them and choose and have them start being part of the discussions. But that was...
Which I love.
I love too. I think that was huge.
I don't think it hurt our children. I think it made our connection with our children stronger. It gave them a chance to think and be stronger mentally and intellectually.
Yeah, I agree.
Emotionally, and figure stuff out on their own. Am I a bad person if I don't believe this? Like, no, you're not. You're still a good kid. You're an awesome kid. All right. If I believe this, does that make me perfect? No, you're not perfect.
No, you're not perfect.
Sure, believe it. Yeah, great job believing that, and that's great. But
yeah.
It's not. That's not going to end. You're not done. You're not being saved right away.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of work to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And still a lot of things to learn.
Yeah.
Like that it's not just this set and done thing. So I think that was really good. I didn't see the end of that coming right. It was like, I don't know what this is going to work out to be. So looking in hindsight, like that's kind of how it ended up.
Yeah.
Maybe that will help somebody else of like, oh, that actually, it did really end up becoming a really good thing.
Yeah.
And it's been exciting to have them there.
I think we've grown. I think the more we've grown as a family, the more we start realizing this nucleus of a family is so vital, that we only have so much time with our kids. And they're all growing. They're going to be out of the house, graduated, married. Like, this is such a precious time. And I think we got stronger and stronger as a family unit to care and love for one another. And if I lose friends along the way, if I'm not spending enough time with friends or my homie groups, I'm sorry. I can't. That's not my priority. My priority are these kids, my wife.
Yeah.
And whatever time I've left after that, sure, I can spend some extra time. But that, I think we tightened up.
Yeah.
That this is the most important right now. And we'll see what happens after.
And we'll see what happens in the next season.
This girl wants to travel the world.
But I think
we have to work harder.
Yeah, work harder. Yeah. But I think I did want to say, kids-wise too. Dang it, I lost my train of thought now about traveling the world.
You like that idea. See, I told you. She's like, once these kids are out of the house, we're going to travel. We're going to live in Europe and Asia.
Wait, I remember now. Okay, so I was going to say, I think raising them not in that one mindset that there is that one way being raised in that environment, that it helps them be more open-minded and they're accepting of other people's side and they're not even coming from that place of being threatened.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. So our baby girl,
yeah.
So that's what she said. Like, she's more understanding of people who are different than her. Or believe differently than her. Before, I think she would have been like, oh, she's weird, Dad, or she's non-member, or whatever, you know.
Maybe more judgy or whatever.
More judgy.
But what I'm saying is, since they never were kind of like programmed with that one way or maybe, and then coming at it from being threatened or challenged, they've never been raised with that. So now they're totally more open.
Yeah.
To anything different.
Different people.
Different people.
Different beliefs, different walks of life, different cultural upbringings.
Cultural, yeah.
Which is beautiful.
Which is awesome. So I'm like, oh, that's really nice. Yeah. They're never going to have to go through that. How amazing is that?
Yeah. If you see a tattoo, wicked, they are going to hell.
Stop it. We could go into very specific things like this and talk about each subject. But
it doesn't need to be. But it's great. That's great. That was a great outcome. Yeah. I think our kids have learned quickly that there's so much beauty in the world and to people themselves.
And then any other tips or ideas, that's kind of like, I wanted to finish touching on the last of those things, but if there's anything else that you would give advice if someone's just maybe starting that, maybe their spouse has just come to them and ripped about the rug out from underneath them.
Whatever they want to change and stuff. Yeah. I think it keeps going back to love is always number one. I'm probably going to say that in every single episode, but I think if you know that person has a good heart, you have a lot to work with. Yeah, you can climb mountains and cross oceans when you know the person is a good person in their heart and soul.
So maybe set aside the stuff that you think you know and just wait it out, go through the change, and see what the outcome ends up being.
And if you find out that person is not good, that's a great time to cut it off.
Okay.
Cut it out.
Okay, you want to switch your head backward and now give your opinion? This is what we're going to do. This is the way it's going to be.
Just he likes the whole backwards guy. He just did that one time.
I think he's funny.
No. I mean, I don't know. This guy would just be like, screw it. You're changing, then I'm out. I'm going to find a different wife.
Dude, and then the other thing to say maybe is like, if you think the other side of that life is grand or amazing, it's really hard.
So my buddies who were in this one that said, hey, I don't want to work through it. You change, I'm out. I'm going to find myself a beautiful other younger wife. They're still out there hunting for that other option because, they should have stuck out. They should have stuck with it. Yeah, stuck it out and stuck with it because it's a lot harder for men to go on dates than it is for women. Let me just say that.
them.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have a lot of friends I talk to, or pilot friends that we fly with, and things didn't go their way and they split. They are struggling. Struggling to find anyone to swipe left or right, whatever it is, to say, I'll go on a date with you. Meanwhile, I've talked to other female pilots, and they're just like, everyone wants to talk to them. And they're like, no, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you. And there's like, oh, there's so many guys who love me. So many guys love me. I'm like, the dude is like, just one other lady out there to just look my way, please. And so what a lot of them are doing, are going to Cupid. So there's like a Cupid Korea, Cupid Japan, Cupid Indonesia, Cupid Cambodia. And so they're finding girls outside of the States are a lot more willing to talk to, accepting, open. Yeah, and they probably got their own reasons. They probably want to come to America, and probably want to come here or whatever. But so they're dating 20-year-old, 30-year-old ladies from different countries and excited about getting married. My other tip, don't be so in a rush to marry again. What the heck? They just had like years of spending with somebody. It was great, it was bad, ended up bad. Yeah. And now they're like, now they fall in love again. They're like, I want to get married. And so a lot of these guys have like 3 or 4 marriages.
I know.
Like, dude, what are you doing?
Jumping super
Stop
fast.
getting married. Just live with the person. Like, stop. Yeah. That's a disaster. And then, so the guys who have 3 or 4 marriages, at the end of their career of being a pilot, they're just like trying to find a Walmart job or anything to just make money because they have to pay child support and alimony for all these different marriages and kids. Like, dude, what a disaster. And that's not even talking about having to do the kids back and forth and having to coordinate and swap and
2 houses, 2 jobs, all that stuff, and then blending again. Like, it's not great on that side. Like, if the person seriously is a good person, let's just set aside the things that we think we know and how it's going to be, and let's stick here for the change and just work through this and give each other what they need and understand them, because it's not a pretty world out there. I would never want to be part of that.
No, the grass is always greener, they always say, and 100% it ain't greener.
A lot of these dudes, I never want to be there.
So if you're the person that's on this side right now, the wife comes to you and she wants to change the way she is, whatever, and you're thinking, let me just cut this off, don't be quick to pull that trigger.
Don't be quick.
Don't, man. Like, see how much you can work this out and how you can make this, because you ain't the stud you once were back in high school and college. You ain't that guy no more, man. A lot of us got like, dad bods. And so you trying to go out there.
Even if you don't have a dad bod, like, it just is hard out there just because A, you're older, B, you have kids, you have to swim back and forth. Yeah, you got to work with the divorce.
Like, dude, you got to. And so I see these guys. Talk about a old, over the hill has-been guy that's showing up to like go eat dinner or a club or a bar, and he's dressing like he did back in 1985, thinking that's the style. It's so cringe. It's so embarrassing. And so I'm just watching you guys go out like, bro.
Poor guy.
First of all, learn today's fashion, okay? New Balance shoes with their tube socks and your like khaki shorts with the belt and your shirt tucked in. That's not hot. You ain't gonna win no girls at the club, at the bar, wherever you're going. Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy. That's my only advice. Don't be so quick to throw away everything you worked so hard for so many years.
And if you did already make that choice and you're already in that boat, then go hire a fashion designer.
Dude, don't be frugal. Don't be cheap. Get someone to show you how to dress nice, because you look like the 40-year-old virgin. That guy. That's a movie. And he just goes out there.
We're supposed to be helping people not get there.
Yeah, I'm saying, I'm just showing you the bad side of the life, It ain't that pretty. All right, if you're a dude, middle-aged guy, thinking I was going to throw it all away and it's going to be pretty, good luck.
It really is just so hard.
That's all I got to say about that.
Okay, so what you got? Yeah. I like this guy. Yeah. I stuck with this guy right here.
There you go.
Yeah, I stuck with this guy right here. Hi.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're back.
Hey, welcome.
I don't want to be out in that world.
Welcome to me back.
Welcome to me back, and I don't want to be out in that world. Oh, hallelujah. Well, I think, hopefully, I don't know. It worked.
I ain't as think as you drunk I am. That's all I gotta say.
That song is so weird.
I don't know. It's a country song right now. It's really good. I know it's probably not the most best message, but it's funny, and my kids love to sing it.
Well, there's different questions of how you've worked through like certain subjects and like certain religious stuff, and that can all be different. Maybe asking questions in comments or things like that. But you just take one topic at a time. One topic at a time. Decide where you're at.
How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Yeah, one bite at a time.
Old ancient
And we'll end on that advice.
Yep.
Thanks so much for answering my question, hon.
You're welcome. Love you.